sit. Hi, you all ready for some mindfulness?
Yes!
So I'm going to introduce mindfulness. I thought the best way to do that would be to tell you how I met these beautiful women who are about to come up here. So if you guys were here earlier, you heard that I am an actress. I've been an actress for 24 years, professionally, and I'm going to lay some of my dad's knowledge on you again. My dad said something to me when I was really young, because I was always kind of giving everything away. Apparently, I used to take my coat off and give it to someone on the street. I always wanted to help people. I really wanted to give. And my dad would be like, hey, why don't you wait a second, like keep your coat, because it's freezing. And sometimes it's better to give when you have the most to give. So I think, as an actress, I decided that what that meant for me was that I needed to be rich and famous so that I had tons of money and I could fly around on a private plane like Angelina Jolie and just give everything and give the world, and I'd also be, just as skinny and beautiful, and that was what I thought my life was gonna look like. So I'm 39 right now. Cut to 2 years ago, I'm 37. I have 2 children. I've been married for about almost 14 years. And I all of a sudden was like, oh my God, I'm almost 40. I have like 3 years to become Angelina Jolie. Like, what am I gonna do? And I hit a rock bottom in that year. I think we all get there at some point. It might not look, everyone's rock bottom looks different. Some of you might be there right now, that's why you're here, a precipice for change in your life. I had a 2-year-old who had just gotten out of the terrible twos. I mean, honestly, his terrible twos were 1, 2s, and 3s, so he's 5 now, and they're still a little terrible. But my body didn't look like I thought it should look. I had 2 kids. I gained 80 pounds in my last pregnancy. I was just suffering like that. My husband was on a TV show. He's doing really well. I was really happy for him, but it was also a constant reminder of what I didn't have and what I wasn't on, because that's what I thought I wanted. I had anxiety, depression. I wasn't sleeping. I was diagnosed with lupus, which I'm pretty sure I pretty much gave to myself with my anxiety and lack of sleep. And I don't think a lot of people in my life even knew that. You guys are one of the first people I'm ever telling this to, because I'm an actress, so I covered it really well. But I got to a point where I knew that I had to make a change. I had to do something. So I found myself at this sweet little lady's house. She's a Kundalini yoga teacher. She gave me a meditation to do. She said, you gotta do this for 120 days. Now, I'm super productive, and I was like, I don't have 11 minutes to sit there and breathe with my fingers like this. What is that gonna do? But something happened, and I'm now on my 576th day of not missing a day of meditation. Thank you. And I'm gonna let Julie and Cynthia talk about this more, but it opened up something. It opened up a guide. It opened up saying, I'm here, I'm listening, I need help. It opened up a connection with something greater than me. And during these next 2 years, my whole life changed. And I don't have time to tell you about the whole 2 years, so I'm gonna tell you about 1 week of it that really just blew everything up. So one of the things I didn't mention was also my marriage wasn't going great. We weren't connecting as much. We were fighting a lot. It wasn't great. And so in my very productive mind, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do something about this. So I go online and I'm like, I think we need more passion in our lives, all this stuff. And I'm like, hey babe, I think we need to go see, I found this, this intuitive sexual energy therapist in the valley. We should go. And he's like, go ahead. I think we're good, but you know what? You do you. And I was like, okay. So I drive my ass out to the valley, deep in the valley, and I get to this little cottage with like gnomes and crystal balls and all kinds of stuff. And this lady opens the door with bright pink hair, and she's wearing a giant penis and balls necklace. Like just, not even a charm, you guys, like a giant thing. And I was like, oh, I love your necklace. So I go into her house. She's got crazy paintings everywhere, nude. It was just, even for me, and I'm an LA hippie, it was wild. So she sits me down, and she basically tells me that nothing's my fault, this is all Jay's fault. And I'm like, oh. And at first that sounds really good, but then you're like, what do I do about that? Also, she was like, I need you to go home and make some sexual energy collages and spend some time with your woman parts. And I'm like, okay. So I write it down. Dad, go home. By the way, Dad, I'm really sorry that you're here today. I go home. Now, you should have seen my husband's face when he walked into our bedroom, and I have poster board, and I have 100 bags. I got the Kardashians cut out. I don't even know. I got Reese Witherspoon on there. I don't know what. You guys, flowers. I don't know what was happening. I was just like, she said, I don't know. I'm making a collage. I had like 19 magazines. Walks in, he's like, walks right out. So I'm telling my friend Sabrina this story. Sabrina was brought to me also as an angel in these 2 years from the universe. And she said, I feel like, finish your collage, but I feel like you should meet this other healer. His name's Alessandro Giannetti. He's amazing. Blah, blah. And I was like, I already got this penis and balls lady in the valley. And I don't know. I'm like, and she's like, I feel like before you drag Jay over there and things get messier, I think you just need to go see him. I was like, fine. So I make an appointment. I drive my butt back out to the valley, and I sit down with him, and I tell him my first woe, which is my marriage. And I'm like, I just feel like I'm just much more passionate about him than he is about me, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, well, what does Jay like to do for fun? Like, what is he passionate about? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, all right, what does he do that you think is a complete waste of time, that drives you nuts? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, fantasy football, 2 fantasy baseball teams. He plays soccer, he golfs, he plays video games. I mean, it's like nonstop. He's like, okay, what do you do for fun? And I was like, sometimes I hide in my closet with a brownie and I watch Scandal on my iPhone until my kids find me. And he was like, oh, okay, well, see, what's happening here is your passion hobby, part of your life is at a 1, and his is at a 9. So he's passionate about something, so you're passionate about him. You're not passionate about anything, so he's not passionate about you. What? You guys, what? Then we went through all the areas of my life: financial, spiritual, social, mental, physical, everything. And I figured out that I was pretty much out of love or out of balance with myself in almost every area. I judged myself on how much money I wasn't making or making. I judged my physical body. I didn't think anyone was, I didn't think I was interesting, therefore nobody else thought I was interesting. I never put myself first. Therefore, casting directors, no one else was putting me first. I was always like, next. Or, we almost booked you on this, right? I realized that everything in my life was an exact reflection of what was going on inside of me. It was it was shocking. And he was like, well, the universe is just your mirror, right? What? I mean, mind-blowing. So, full circle, I am now 39. I am an acting teacher, and I'm acting, and I am still an audition coach, but Alessandro saw something in me. He knew I wanted to help people, and he brought me to his school, which is Guided Light Healing, which is where I met these 2 amazing women who are next level healers and my mentors, along with Alessandro. And now I am giving when I have the most to give, because I am full. I took the next 1.5 years and I figured out how to love myself. I figured out how to put myself first. I figured out that I was amazing and interesting, and then I'm seeing it everywhere. And so now for my students, not only do I teach them how to audition and how to act, but I teach them how to love themselves. I teach them how to align with the life that they want. And I'm happier than I've ever been. I'm not Angelina Jolie, but I am helping people in a way that my soul was here to help people, the way I was here to help people. And I found that, my beginning of that, I never would have ever figured it out or found it if I didn't open up that channel and leave some space every day for something greater than me. And that's what meditation did for me, brought me on this beautiful journey to find out who I am. And so with that, I am going to thank you for listening to my story. Oh, if anybody wants to see my sexual energy collages, I have pictures in my phone, so cocktail hour, I will bust those out for y'all. I'm going to give this over to Cynthia Graham. I can't even tell you, this woman, not only is she a next level healer and teacher, she also has owned more businesses. I mean, this woman is amazing, so I'm gonna let her tell you all the things. Thank you so much for listening.